There we go. All right, all right. Good afternoon. Welcome, Els. Welcome, Dan. Anyone else that's currently tuned in, welcome to some SimRail. It's been a while, I feel like, since I've played SimRail more than 1 week in a row. So, I don't know. It's a good sign, I guess, kind of. Also, hopefully, the new style type of lo-fi music is good. I haven't heard it, so if it's trash, I'm trusting you guys to let me know. Um, as usual, INT1 dead, but it is what it is. Let's get cracking into it. Service wise, I'm going to pick whatever's at the top here. 47110 should spawn. Well, should have already spawned actually. Whoops. 47110. Okay, so quite a short one. That's cool. Destination Mizhkov. Don't think that's anywhere on the map, but yeah. Mic is a bit echoey. The static is just coming from my fan. I'll try and angle it a little bit differently, but yeah, it's just coming from my fan. But yeah, I did say yesterday about the simple controls. It's a nice feature because if like I guess it's mainly aimed at like a younger audience who may be coming from Wonders of Sodor or just may be coming from nothing, and this might, TSW might be their first experience of a train sim. It's nice to have like an easy way in, basically, for them. Go an 8-minute stop here. Let's clear that. So yeah, man, I think it's good. I like it. I'm happy with it being a feature. Don't think there's much I need to do here, if I remember correctly. I haven't driven this thing in a while. Everything there looks good. Let's put this on 40 in preparation. I don't think it's really going to matter until I change the driving mode anyway. That's all good. Flick this a couple pages. Yeah, to be honest, I think that's pretty much it. It's quite odd how like the second man just sits like super close to the window compared to the driver. It makes sense obviously with the setup, but just sticks out to me as a little bit odd. Yeah, I did hear the simple controls. I literally responded in the chat, Dan, about that, and then I touched on it verbally. Or are you trying to emulate the direct from yesterday? I might need to say it 6 more times just in case. They've given this one a name. But like, do all of them have names? Probably. I think this might be the first CD163 I've driven in a passenger service. Hello, Karen. Am I your fave YouTuber? You haven't been on the streams in weeks. Where have you been, Karen? Hope you've been looking after yourself. It's a fairly quiet Katowice. We've got one service there. Not really much else going on. Though it is the early afternoon, so. And also, I feel like this repeater is quite close to the main signal. I guess you're expected to come in at a fairly slow speed, so doesn't matter a huge amount, but still. I don't get the joke. So it's not. So it's not from the direct yesterday when they kept repeating things. But then I have missed it. What is it? What's the joke? Enlighten me. I have, but it wouldn't let me chat for some reason. Oh, okay, Karen. Well, I appreciate you. You know, I appreciate that your presence was with us, even though I wasn't aware of it. Is this a scenario? This is not a scenario. No, this is multiplayer. I did say I was gonna do a scenario last time, didn't I? I low-key forgot, you know. I low-key forgot. Actually, no, I did say I was gonna do that, isn't it? I'll do that next time because I've already put multiplayer and INT1 in the title. I'll just leave it, and then if I happen to play more SimRail next week, then it'll be the scenario. But you gotta remind me if I forget, because I might forget again, and then you just have to remind me on Discord. What are you saying, Els? You enjoying your day off, boss? Took 3 times? No, it didn't. I got it the second time. Don't do. I might be a bit of a muppet sometimes, but there's something going on here. Hello, Nilvinus. How you doing, my man? Nilvinus, I haven't seen you in game in so long. I mean, I don't play often, to be fair, but I still haven't seen you in game for a while. Repeater is just so when short trains are at platform, they don't see the signal because they're in the... Oh, okay. Makes sense, because the drivers would already know anyway that the main signal is there. Yesterday I was trying to ask if you could drive the Class 37 and be a blue livery on a special service on the main line. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't see that come through at all, Karen. And I was seeing YouTube comments, so yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there. What, fly out virtually, Els, or fly out to Morocco? When are you due to go? I don't know if you told me or not. Don't think I'm getting that hour back. I mean, you're not, Dan, but I don't think you are on the stream for that. I don't think you play TSW, so you're on the stream to hang out, you know. And I feel like we had a good time hanging out, so it was an hour well spent in that sense. After work, I'm there. Oh, cool. I find it so cool that this is like your like somewhere that you're familiar with, you know. I say this so like the map's not 1,000 kilometers, but you know what I mean. End of the week. Hey, why didn't you do the flight virtually? I think that would be cool. To like do a flight that you're gonna do virtually. Same thing with like train sim, and if you know you're gonna make a journey and you can do it in a train sim, I think it would be cool to do it in the sim. In a few minutes we'll be trained. I'm never going to try and pronounce these places anymore. Do you know what train it's going to be, Nilvinus? Either next to up there, they think Ireland is connected to England. Do they think Ireland is connected to England? What part of the video is that? Or what gave that impression? On my screen the video is blurry. What, the stream? Then you need to set it to 1080p, Karen. You need to make sure it's in 1080p. Is it? Yeah. Thank you, JFK, for the signal. The take a ticket thing. I don't get it. What? I don't get it. The ticket, it had like UK, they had like UK stuff, Dutch, American. You're gonna have to be more specific. Hello again, Jim. How you doing, mate? I'm doing good, thank you, my man. Yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. How are you? They had Ireland connected to England in the background. Oh, okay. I didn't even notice. What, as in they had like a visual of the map, of like the map? I didn't even pay attention to that. Always reignites my passion again with some train sim and bus of flights and looking at the game. Yeah, that's why, bro. That's why the bus is gonna hit like as much as it is. Wait, how do I get this to work? Oh. I didn't have it in automatic. Get ready for about half an hour of tinnitus. That's good to hear, Jim. King's Cross will do that for me in TSW. Yeah, I was very happy to see that. And I'm so happy that they announced it. Because I saw it when I was at Chatham and I thought, oh, this is so sick. But I don't know if it's something that's going to be announced straight away or whether they're going to wait until later down the line. But yeah, it was. I'm very happy about that. Very, very happy about that. It won't work, Karen. Are you sure? If I go on YouTube, go to my stream, and put it in 1080p, this is how it looks on. This is how it looks when it's at 1080p. Let me remove chat. Crystal clear, mate. Crystal clear. Look at the details. If my autofocus will work, it's not working. That's okay. So yeah, it must be something on your end. Advertism, I see these things. Well, not to be fair though, like you being Irish, you would look out for you would naturally your eyes would naturally be drawn to Ireland on the map. So you would pick something like that. You would pick something like that up. I'll go through my old ends of Bangor, London, Victoria. Yeah, no, it's always a pleasure driving in and out of London for me, and especially the overground lines as well. But of course, that's because those are routes and areas that I'm very familiar with in reality. I see we forgot how to drive the train. No. It's just like you know, like when you're starting a car in winter after not starting it for a while. It takes some you crank it and crank it and crank it. So it's there. It just needs some awakening, you know. Thameslink on TSW. So is that gonna be out of King's Cross? Because I know they showed Finsbury Park Station, and I know Thameslink goes through Finsbury Park, but I don't know where it goes after that. What's the main difference between this and TSW? There's not one main difference, bro. There's not one main difference. I made a whole video on comparing the two games. This was 3 years ago. To make note of the main differences. TSW has many routes in many different countries, but they're small portions of routes in those countries, whereas this is one map that's 1,000 square kilometers, so you're looking at 4 or 5 hour journeys at times, whereas you're never going to get more than 2.5 hours in TSW, and that's on a slow freight run. for each train, there's like I don't know if it's every single train in this game, but if not every single one, then almost every single one. There's a bunch of different liveries, whereas in TSW, you tend to only have one livery per train. This has multiplayer. TSW doesn't have multiplayer. This has the ability to dispatch. TSW doesn't have that ability. So there's like quite a bit that differentiates the games. Yeah, they had a screenshot of Finsbury Park, Els. Yeah, this is only one map in Poland. It isn't blurry no more, Karen. You need to make sure that when you go to your quality settings, you don't have it on auto. You go to advanced, and then when you press advanced, you can choose manually what resolution you want to watch the video at. If you leave it on auto, YouTube will choose for you, and if it sees that your internet connection isn't great, then it will play the video at a lower quality. Streamer that ASR judging you, you're driving. Damn. Almost as crazy as a schedule, innit? Machiavelli! How you doing, my man? You ever thought about learning to be a developer to create add-ons and stuff? I will make a TSW add-on in a couple years' time. That's what she said. Hey, alright, Sammy, how you doing, mate? Thameslink goes everywhere. It does, you know. It does. It does. It does. It's going to be good to finally have a route where we can actually let the thing stretch its legs. Because all it does now is feature as a sideman on Southeastern high speeds. And yeah, it's not a terrible run on that route, but it still doesn't allow the train to properly stretch its legs. And considering it's been in the game since TSW 3 and hasn't really had its own route, pardon me, I think that's a bit criminal, man. How was the Dovetail Director watching the VOD but fell asleep? Yeah, no surprise, mate. Bro, like I said this even before the Dovetail Direct. Well, no, I hinted it because I kept saying like the Dovetail Direct is worth watching. It's worth watching. In my opinion, now that we know it's TSW 7, in my opinion, with all the features that are going to be added and the DLCs that should come for TSW 7, all of those things together, for me personally, it's going to be the best TSW so far. This has angry Polish people. Yeah, you can find angry Polish people. You can avoid them by just not playing on the Polish servers, hence why I have a peaceful time on the international server. But yes. Where was the screenshot on the stream? On the stream, yeah. But I'm sure in not too long, if it hasn't happened already, you'll find it on the forums, on the Discord. Because I'm sure it's something that's going to excite a lot of people. Am I 47110? I am, innit? Your most visited station IRL, sweet. Yeah. At some point, Sammy, I'm going to tell you something very funny. I didn't know we were stopping here, by the way. But we're allowed to spad now, isn't it, or something like that? So. And I even stopped short. How? This thing breaks like mad. Holy. But yeah, I don't need to open the doors. I need to remember that. This is SimRail. But now that TSW 7 will have that feature as well, it shouldn't be instincts any longer. This has Hedgehog. Please don't mention the Hedgehog again to me. Why a couple of years? Because I've got like things that I'm prioritizing over it for now. There's not really anywhere in the southeastern route that uses the pantograph, which opens up a bunch more for the train's performance. That's a valid point as well. That's unofficially used on another map. Yeah, that's valid. But even on the Brighton mainline mod, timetable mod that added the 700, it only ran on third rail there, innit? Oh god, that sounds. Welcome to the CD163. This has many events. If they model the stadium, well, that'll be really nice put into Finsbury. Well, you just wait, Sammy. You just wait for that. What's that buzz sound? It's the motors. That's just how this train sounds. I've been waiting for you to say something funny for a while now. Me? What? Is that like make a joke? That's your area of expertise, mate. Cool, the fire brigade breaks on fire, bro. I don't understand how it just stopped like that. That was nuts. I was actually a bit insane. I'll buy your DLC at full price, so don't even need a 50% off like all the others. I mean, I appreciate that, but my perfectionism, I am a little bit concerned. I'll be very honest. I don't even know what it's gonna be yet. It's gonna be something simple. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna charge like a tenner for it. Well, these are my thoughts for now. It's gonna be something like short, like maybe like a half an hour run tops. But the way I'm gonna want it to be like more or less perfect is gonna be a huge bother. I think a couple of years is even a bit optimistic, if I'm being honest. If I can connect myself with the right people, yeah, maybe. But I'm just thinking to source like the right sound equipment to go on sound recordings. Like it's gonna be a lot going into it. Although I might go the route that Dovetail advised, which is if you're doing a route for the first time, don't add trains. That seems to be like everyone's advice. Don't make a route with a train. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just it will be something that will reuse a train that already exists in the game. Maybe that might be the most realistic like way of doing it. Maybe it would be a smart idea to not create a train. Bearing in mind, I've never done 3D modeling in my life as well, so it's going to be a completely new like area for me to explore. Broken machine. Sounds like a hater to me. I'd rather they didn't model that stadium. Keep it. I'd rather they see a flat spot in the scenery. Raw, bro. Who do you support, Els? Told the second controller to drop the anchor out the window. I mean, that's what feels like it's being simulated right now. I have no idea how well this does break in reality, but god damn. There has to be some reverse thrust going on. I put my video up to the highest quality it will go. It should be 1080p, Karen. Should be 1080p. Derby County. Good days of football, man, when Derby were in the Prem. No, but Sammy, I don't want to raise like expectations. Like, I'm intending to create a DLC in a couple of years' time, and when I say a couple of years time, I mean I want to start working on it in a couple of years time. I want to start working on it now, to be honest, but there are priorities. I'd like to get my controller sorted first. Once I get my controller sorted, then I'll be happy to start working on that. So maybe it will be before a couple of years. My controller won't take that long. But yeah, I don't want to like over-promise and under-deliver. I'd rather the other way around. But yeah, that's a long way out. So I did laugh when they said you could get a physical disc last night. Why? Wasn't that only for the Wonders of Sodor though? Because they give you like a map. I think you can get like a physical map, which is kind of cool. And a little sticker set, which I guess is cool for kids. Oh, we had this convo before. Oh, you're in that fan as well, raw. Bro, you're telling me you're surprised I don't remember a convo from what, 2 years ago? Pendelino and siding, veteran events. I don't want to say it because when I say it, it's going to stop happening. But so far, I haven't seen other trains like lagging, which is good. Looks like the server's running fairly smoothly. I think it's also good that I haven't been paying attention to passengers because I don't think there are any passengers right now. Paolo Wadshop, I don't even remember that name. I can't say I can ever name you a single Derby County player. How long will this stream last? For another 2.5 hours? That's the plan anyway. Anything can change. Thank you, Sammy. P-Bank HDR 360 scanning camera. That would be so sick, bro. That would be so sick. Yeah, no, I like I'm trying to be realistic. I can't imagine it wouldn't be a good idea to attempt that. It simply wouldn't be a good idea. I think ideally, when I'm comfortable with it, at some point, hopefully within the next 10 years, I can do a Metropolitan line or something. I've always wanted to see either a Metropolitan line or a Piccadilly line. Or maybe like my dream, a 2000s or 1990s district line. I played a TSW game on the Xbox once. I turned off alerts and penalties. I was early to every stop by 20 minutes. By 20 minutes? I did derail even though I turned it off. Well, the setting for the junction derailments is a bit confusing. If you don't want to derail, I think you need to have it enabled because the setting itself is called something like disable junction derailments. So if you have it enabled, then you disable the derailments. If you have it disabled, then you disable the junction derailments. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, right? I've got to leave because I've got work to do. Sorry, nice seeing you. No worries at all, Karen. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate ya. Have a lovely rest of your afternoon. I'll go to the post just in time for 5 days off. Oh, lovely. Wife's at the Gamescom. She'll commence in T-minus 4 hours. Love that for you. Oh my god, my ears just burst. I don't know whether that's the effect of the buzz-in, but my ear just went, you know, and it goes ding. I haven't had that in a really long time, hence why I think it's actually been brought on by the train. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to TSW7, man. Just having the safety systems on the higher graphic settings, meaning I don't have to go to mods anymore. Shorter loading times, which I wonder if that will be affected by mods, probably, to be honest. But anyway, pardon me. AI conductor as well. Yeah, it should be good, man. Should be good. I can't say I'm super excited about the routes that are coming though. I'll say I'm really looking forward to the 466, the Sheerness branch, King's Cross. That's all I remember for now. That's all I remember off the top of my head. But I know at least in Chatham there was. Oh yeah, no, there were some things that went mentioned yesterday. Yeah, no, there's a lot that I'm really looking forward to. Question is, do I go for the free upgrade like I've been telling myself all year after the terrible year of TSW console, go all in and get the deluxe? You know what? It's up to you, bro. Just remember, maybe by the time the winter sale comes around, you're looking at a huge discount on the deluxe. So what it really comes down to is simply how quickly do you want access to that content. Definitely get the free version, 100%. But for the rest of it, how quickly do you want that content? Does early access matter to you? And if you want to wait a few months after that, you know, come like, you know, the next summer sale, you're looking at like 70-80% off potentially. So yeah, it really all just comes down to, is one of the core routes a route that you really want? And do you care about how quickly you play the new content? Because you'll have the new features with the free version. So you will have. Oh no! You know what? Check the FAQ for like what feature will go down to the older content. Because usually a lot of the time, the new features are for the new DLCs. But you know, there are many instances of older content receiving those features. But it kind of varies depending on what the feature is. It's probably worth checking the FAQ as well. I only rocked up 60 hours in TSW6 compared to triple that in 4 and 5. Wow. Yeah, I you know what? But I think even saying that, my point still stands. Yeah. If none of the new routes excite you, go for it. The thing is, the free version, right? You've got the game, so let's say none of the core routes excite you, but then let's say something that Just Trains is coming out with does excite you. You've got TSW7, so you already have the game. You don't need to now buy the game and then also the DLC that you want. Honestly, the free version is just a no-brainer, man. No-brainer. I won't lie, yeah, as much as so much of this map looks copy and paste, it's not, but it just looks so, like, samey. And the DLCs do add, like, most of the DLC content is also samey. There is actually, like, more non-samey things being added, and because sort of you're adding more and more content, you start to see more and more that's not green fields and random villages, which I'm a fan of, must say. Looking at, I think, free version really only the UK route excites me. Really, you know what? I will say when I played that route at Chatham, now I only spent about half an hour tops with it, But in that half an hour that I played, I took a service, like a morning service, but I think I also saw a midday service. It was busy. It was busy. I was quite pleased with how busy it was. Now, it was definitely busier in certain locations than others, but I was like quite impressed by it. So yeah, man. I mean, what you even could do, bro, is you know what? I don't know, man. It's so down to like what you want, because I'm tempted to say, oh, just get the standard edition, and then you get 3 routes for the price of 1. Because if you're gonna get the free edition and buy the UK one anyway, you might as well get the standard edition and pay a similar or the same price and get 2 extra routes. Maybe they don't interest you now, but maybe there'll be a time in the future when you think to yourself, you know what, I want to try something different. Let's give these ones a go. Yeah. Because the 66 layers on, the Class 800 layers on, the 801. I don't remember what else, you know. And it does look like there'll be a Northern 158 layering on as well. So it's going to be busy, man. You're gonna have the 331, the 333, the 66, the 801, potentially the 158. So at the very least, that's 5 different trains. Obviously, the 333 is if you get the deluxe version, so you would have to pay a bit extra for that. Unless you want to pay for the train by itself, which you can also do. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be up there with maybe the top 5 best UK routes, probably. I have seen a lot of excitement from all the people up north that have reacted to it. They do seem to be quite chuffed. Now, is that because they've finally got something that's just in their area, or whether it's because there's something that's in their area and been done well? We'll find out. But they do seem fairly bloody happy to see the route in the game. I'm just really excited for King's Cross. I think that's the UK one I'm looking for the most, a King's Cross route. I find it very interesting they didn't say like where to. I guess that hasn't been finalized yet. Publicly anyway. But yeah, I think it was the right move to announce it. Air platform 9 3/4. I guess we'll find out. There has to be a reference to that. There has to be. Is Alan Thompson's work usually pretty good? So they came out with Manchester Airport Commuter. Really well detailed routes, but some things that should never have been missed. Like, for example, there's a section of track where when 2 trains pass each other, they knock each other off because the spacing was wrong. That's mad. You know, that's kind of mad. There was another issue where one section of track was too harsh in how it in its curvature, and so it was really harsh on the movement of the train, although I don't know if that caused derailments or not. Maybe if you were going fairly quickly. But those issues were sorted out in due time. The timetable was quite mid, but it got added to later on, which was good. So that was okay. Then they came out with the Class 90. Now, the Class 90 is arguably the worst DLC launch ever. Still hasn't fully been resolved to this day. There's a texture patch mod for PC that was going to be released by Alan Thompson that 3, 4, 5 months later is still nowhere to be seen. You know, the whole time it was a blame game, and hearing certain things internally, some certain blames were not entirely true. Won't say from what sides. I'll let you be the judge of that, considering the question that I'm answering. So right now, the general sort of opinion towards Alan Thompson is they can make good things, but they need to fix their reputation after the Class 90. They absolutely have to. Did I get a Class 90 hoodie? No, I did not. I never picked my Class 2014 one up. From where, Dan? I do love a mixed freight train. Even better when it's got 2 locos at the front. Nice. I would say, why is it at the top left at that time, the battery low thing? Usually it's in the bottom right. Steam is just freestyling. Anyway, yeah, I will say one thing, Dan, on your earlier question about the comparison between SimRail and TSW, is that because of the size of the map and the length of some of the journeys, even though a lot of the scenery is samey, you do actually feel like by the end of your journey, if you started it like at its spawn point, you do get a sense of like completion, if that makes sense. Like you feel like you've made a journey, you know, a real journey. It's a joke about how you got hoodies when you were in school. Oh, okay, right. Yeah. We didn't even have those. I thought that was more like an American kind of thing. The whole hoodies. We just like would sign and write messages on each other's shirts. Just burnt our school books on the playing field. That is yeah, interesting. I mean, burning your school books is one thing, right? But doing it on the playing field. Wait, that's outside of school, right? For some reason I was picturing you doing it on the playground. Still not really chuffed at the fact that there's no there's never like train or freight wagons on the sidings. I'm not a huge fan of that. Oh, at school? Yeah, 9 PE class. Happening next to us. Times were different, eh? Times were different, man. You couldn't get away with that now. To be fair, I didn't really see anyone burning their school books. Like you'd hear people talking about it and say they're gonna do it, but it seemed like they were just doing it, just saying it to kind of like seem cool. I don't think anyone really cared by the end of it. It's strange that my bathroom extracts a fan. Oh my god. I'm surprised there's actually not more complaints about it. It is jarring. It's really annoying. I don't mind it because like I've watched a real cab ride video of this train, so I know that they've nailed it pretty much. So I don't mind it, but I've seen people saying, like people upset that it sounds like this basically. It's like, okay, well, don't drive it. You know, this is a paid DLC. If you spent money on it without doing your prior research, that's on you. I'm very happy that it sounds like this in the game because that's how it sounds in reality. We're having a lot of trains cross over in front of us today. It's quite cool. I like it. Picasso. Bet you the teachers get pissed in the last day. Oh man, I'm sure the teachers got up to so much. Listen, I've had nights out with teachers. Yeah, I've got friends, like family friends that are teachers. Let's say I don't know what teachers get up to, and it's always like it never stopped being a wonder to me. Like on a night out, just drunk or whatever, and I think to myself, was this how my teachers? Is this how my teachers were? The answer is probably yes. Like they're just normal people. Like that's just their job, you know. So not only did they get pissed on the last day, which I'm sure they definitely got extra pissed on. I'm sure even on a normal Friday night or whatever, they were on the piss. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. The thought of it is enough to, you know what I'm saying, to direct you to the drink. Let alone that being your actual profession. I will confess I was not cool. Weird kid at school, hanging around the bad kids, smoking such, but then go to chess club and I'm gonna come after school. So you were the coolest then. I think those were the coolest kids. I'm not gonna lie, because I was more or less the same. We didn't have like those sorts of clubs, but I was friends with nerds. Do you get? And I was doing nerdy things, so I would actually engage in like proper conversation with them about things that we were actually doing. And then I'd also just go like and go for like a couple puffs when I'm meant to be doing my GCSEs. Anyway, that's another conversation for another day. JFK, when do you work? You've been on the streams a lot lately, and I'm cool with it. But I'm just thinking, like, what happened to work? My teachers wear head cases. Got. Well, your teachers threw glue sticks at you. I don't know how we didn't drive our teachers to that point. Like we would make them crash out. We'd make them flip chairs like in anger. Like, we make them crash out, and they would leave the room. You know, usually we get sent out of the room. No, they were sending themselves out for a breather. Smashing smacking books on tables and stuff. A pure rage. Oh sugar, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, like they like drive them to a pure rage. Looking back at it, it wasn't funny, but yeah, they never threw things at us directly or harmed us. I don't know what's going on at Ireland. In Ireland, sorry. No, because like the people who like the nerdy kids that I would go and talk to, like I've always been very adaptable. I can talk to like a posh old man, and I can talk to like someone walking with a gun, and I can like I know how to approach both and have a relationship and hold a conversation with them. I don't know, I've always like been good with that, which I think explains a lot of my life history going back to school. So when I go and talk to the nerds, like there's like, you know, there's no, you don't get the slang. Like you can try and use it with them, but they won't get it. Especially when you have like the nerds who had come from like, I don't know, like an international transfer kind of thing. Because we had like one Ukrainian kid who was just the weirdest guy. Like he was one of those kids who would run like, you know, that weird run that like the nerdy kids do sometimes. He was like that. That was him. But like there was a game that he brought a lot of people into, Sacred Seasons 2. What a throwback! It doesn't exist no anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, like, I used to play that and we'd be chatting about it and stuff. And just like other things as well. There was another guy. There was a few. There was a bunch actually. There was a bunch. But yeah, it was good, man. I enjoyed like having different relationships with different types of people. The Naruto run, yeah, the Naruto run. And like in his mind, like that's like, he was Naruto when he was running. Like that was his actual intention. I never got Naruto, man. Like there was a lot of fans of it, and I tried to like get myself to like it. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes because I wanted to fit in. I won't lie, I was doing it to fit in. It just wasn't for me, innit? It just wasn't for me. I could never get it. This was only meant to be a half-an-hour run. We've been at it for like 40 minutes or so. 40, 50 minutes. We are almost getting towards the end of it, to be fair. Oh, maybe not. Okay, while it goes through here, it may like go off the map. I don't know if we have these in the game, these areas. But then it does come back an hour later. An hour and a bit later, and it actually does come back onto the map. Interesting. Well, I'm not going to be looking out for it. But that's quite interesting. Found my anime a bit more grown up. I just can't get behind anime at all. It was just like it's just like cartoons to me. I don't really get it. And like, you know, I got older and I enjoyed Rick and Morty. What's the other one of the like the kids in high school going through puberty? With like the puberty monsters or whatever. I enjoyed a couple seasons of that as well. So I guess, yeah, just like anime specifically, any type of anime wasn't for me. I did then go and watch Dragon Ball Z in cinema. I was invited and I said, you know what, let me like, I was in a phase, I guess I still am in that phase, or maybe it's just a different path in life, but it was after I decided to be a bit more explorative and go a bit out of my comfort zone with regards to the things I enjoy doing. So I said, you know what, like, cool, I'll go. And it was him and some other like friends who were into anime. Or, well, it's Dragon Ball Z is an anime style, right? And it was okay. I mean, I fell asleep during it in the cinema. But I did start to understand the appeal. Never went back into it. But, like, it wasn't the worst. I wouldn't say it was a waste of my time, basically. I wouldn't say it was a waste of my time. There we go. It would be very wild if... Yeah, that was almost an hour, 52 minutes. It would be very wild if I somehow end up back in that train later on. It would be very wild. Oh, Pendo. Considering it's almost 3 hours, I don't think we'll be getting back into that train. I was literally thinking to myself as I was driving, I haven't driven a Pendolino in a while. Little did I know one was going to await me. I don't know if it's already been driven by anyone. Spawns at 159, so it should already be on the map. Let's have a little gander. Oh, there it is. No need to whip out the map. Stuff like Ghost in the Show and Accuracy Mobile Speed, adult themes, no filler, top tier animation. So okay, fair enough. But in their like visuals, they're still like it's still like it's cartoon, isn't it? At the end of the day, I don't know. Maybe because I never grew up watching like WWE or I don't know. I used to watch a lot of action movies though, so I don't know whether it's like the fighting that everyone's like kind of like attracts everyone. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Couldn't tell ya. What's this icon? Nilvinus? This little one here. I guess anyone else that plays SimRail might know. History class is my favorite. You knew how to teach to suit everyone's learning skills. It's the tits, sorry. Oh, that's like what I call anime. I mean, yeah, fair. Yeah, no, my history teacher in year 11 was one of those that crashed out. He probably had the worst crash out that I saw. And it was so funny what like took him over the line. Obviously, he was already a bit pissed off. But my friend at the time, there was a snail, like a small snail on the table for some reason. And my friend got some girl's book, like her history book that she writes in, and just like smashed the snail with it. And then like, so the snail was like smeared on the girl's book. So I think the girl like complained about it, and that just pushed him over the edge. Right, F1, F6. There's not much I need to do here. I usually turn the corridor light on. I'm going to leave it off. Passenger compartment lighting enabled, please. I think that's all I do, really. Air circulation, yeah. Actually, no. I want fresh air. Spring brake enabled. I'd release the brakes. Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with everything, to be honest. Not much I gotta do. Forbid electrodynamic braking. That's a funny way of putting it. Yeah, no, I think we're good to go. I'd like this to be like that. Cruise control, set that all the way down to 40. And now we wait. Got 6.5 minutes. So yeah, this is one of the trains they used in the Dovetail Direct yesterday. I don't quite understand what that whole Polish train segment was about. But yeah, definitely seemed like some shots were being fired. The Cyberpunk anime could be a good if you guys enjoyed the game. I did, and I tell you what, I was on Netflix yesterday, I think it was, and I saw it in like the recommendation section, and I just like the first thing I felt was disappointment, if I'm going to be honest, that it was that and not like either like the game or even like real characters. I may have actually considered it had it been like real characters. Also, there's something else I wanted to talk about. Completely forgot. Maybe it will come back to me. He went to look after his wife who was sick. Came back. We welcomed him back. He goes, thanks, Les, but now it's time to get back to fucking work. I saw Xavi went up and he messed it up. He looked around and goes, have a good day. You know what? No, those teachers were legit, man. You did have some very cool teachers. Very cool teachers. And it matters, man. It matters. I'll give you an example that, you know, it's not... It's a little bit harsh. But there was a teacher we had when we were in year 7 who was just a hag. You know? Just a hag. That's the only way I can really describe her. And she left, I think, when we were in year 8. Or the transition between year 7 and year 8. No one obviously missed her. And then I think when we were in year 9, we got told that she passed away of cancer. People laughed. Like, it was funny. And although that's not nice, obviously, it laughed because of how she tended to treat people. How she treated us, basically. And how much she just didn't care, but not in like the funny, cool way. And then you got teachers that, you know, people cried for when they left. So I think, obviously, you've got certain like principles that you've got to stand by being a teacher. There are absolute like objective do's and don'ts. But you're working with young people who have their whole lives ahead of them, and you're a key part in preparing them for that and preparing them for what's to come. And you're in a position where you could play a part that they will remember while they're well into their 60s, 70s, 80s. Like, there's one of the hosts of the One Show. He usually bangs on about one of his teachers who played like a significant role in like computing and IT in school, who was like super cool. And the guy's like, I'm assuming the guy's in his like 30s right now, late 30s probably, very successful, and he will always remember that teacher for the rest of his life. So it's you do have to be, I think, wary of that. That yeah, you're not just going into work, you're going into lives, and it just so happens to also be work, if that makes sense. I don't like the cartoons. Like I said, I can get behind. I love me some Rick and Morty. The other one as well that I forgot the name of, I enjoyed that. Apparently BoJack Horseman was pretty good as well. Never watched it myself though, but I did hear good things about people who also enjoyed Rick and Morty and like the stuff that I enjoyed. So, but they're different. They're different to anime. You know, they're cartoons, but they're different to anime. I think my issue specifically is with like anime, because the Cyberpunk one is an anime. It's not just a cartoon. Maybe if it was just like a normal cartoon, I could have been into it. But there's something about the anime style I'm just put off by. It's just not for me. I'm not gonna say like, oh, I don't understand how people can like it, and oh, like it doesn't make any sense. It's it's just something I don't personally I'm not personally into. Anime and animation are very different. Well, isn't animation like any cartoon? All cartoons are animations, no? Anime is Japanese or Korean. Does it have to be though? Like, can like an American studio not create a cartoon in the anime style? China's putting out some good stuff as well. You know what? I think the books are cool. So I was out with my friend who like is into anime, and we went to like one of those anime shops in central London, and downstairs they had like a whole like book section, and I was just going through I was just picking up different ones and just looking through them, just to try and get an idea of, more so try just to try and get an understanding of like what is it about anime. So I was going through all the books, and it made sense in book form. It completely made sense. Completely made sense in book form. It actually seemed cool and something like something that I would have spent my time with. Oh, you got a bar on the train. I never noticed that. Wait, I see a toilet. I don't see a bar. Where's the bar? Ah, there it is. Cool. I've never seen this before in the Pendolino. Nice. There you go, boys. Fill up on the pints. But yeah, also something that I like that TSW doesn't do. Look, it's time for us to depart, but nothing's happening because we've got a red signal. See, TSW will just be like, right, you've locked your time to lock the doors, so lock the doors. and you know, just standing there awkwardly at the platform with you know, closed doors. But yeah, like yeah, it made a lot of sense to me in book form. And maybe had I been introduced to anime through books or like comic strips, maybe I would have then been intrigued about watching the stories play out in a video form, in an animated form. Generally, animation is Western, anime is Eastern, but always studios can't do anime stuff. No, never quite as good. Yeah, naturally. I mean, it's not just the fact that it's Japanese. It's like Japanese core culture. I have to look at the tits too. I don't know. Like, animated tits don't really do it for me. It's more, they're more like funny to look at than like something that would actually make me dribble a little bit. Nilvinus, I need to mute you. What's Miro? I'm gonna enable it. I don't know what it does, but I want it on. I don't think I need it, in all honesty. But I'm gonna have it on. Flopsio, welcome on board. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate you. How you doing? Manga is a whole other world. We only recently got into his local read massive manga. Okay, so what's the difference between manga and anime? Took me 2 years to get your snow runner. Give me another 2 years and it would be balls deep in anime. Nah, man. You don't know genuinely how many people like in my life have tried over the course of decades to get me into anime. And I've even tried myself. Like, I've given it a genuine go. And yeah, you could argue maybe it was just that particular one that didn't appeal to me. Maybe if I had watched another one, it could have gone differently. Maybe. But I'm good, man. I don't even watch stuff like that. The only time I watch things is while I'm eating. Like, I don't actually spend a great deal of time just, like, watching things. Manga is a book / comic, just then adapt as anime. Ah, okay. I like being around the manga section in bookstores or libraries because the books just look really cool. Really, really cool. Like with the colors. I found myself being hungry a lot recently. Took me 20 years to get my social anime, now just wow. So maybe there is a chance that you could get me into it. If you're willing to persist for 20 years. Yeah, no, man. Again, like, I think a big part of it is time. Like, I just don't have the time to, like, I don't use my time like that, let me say, to, like, just sit and like, watch things. I don't watch any, the only series I watch is Netflix. I watch with my wife. If not for that, I would just watch YouTube. I only started watching Netflix when I got married. I think I used to use it for Power. Back when Power was on Netflix. I'm hoping a coffee will help my hunger a little bit. Dan, are you still around, Dan? Irish Dan, are you still here? Are you around? I know you are, but I want to see that you're here. I have something to show you. It's an investment. Yeah, that's the thing. And knowing me as well, I will need to, like, watch it all, basically. You don't know me at this point. What's Moser doing now? They're always doing something cool. Oh, cool! Another like real life wheel. They're bringing in the Ford Mustang GTD wheel. Oh, Moser are so cool, man. I also do need to get back into like racing content. Dan, can you have a little read of this, Dan? Can you read it and tell me what it says? Dan, have a little read of that, boss. Who's that because of? Who is that because of? You owe me. I would have made $6,000 off that video. You owe me $6,000. I'm happy to take it in. I'm happy to take it in. Like multiple payments. I'll have a little word of Klarna and see what we can sort out. What was your reaction when you walked in on your wife watching it for the first time? Oh. Wait, is that wait, no, is that question to me or Sammy? Okay. I'll take that as a first payment. I'll take that as a deposit, actually, Dan. That's a. I'll make a note of that. Look at that, boys. We got Wi-Fi on our trains. Where's the bar? Where was it? Where did it say bar? Was it not the second carriage? Second coach. Oh no, it's this one. How do I get on? Wait, why can't you get? Oh, you can't get. What? You can't get into that. Oh, you can. Oh yes, please. The bar should never be closed. What a cool place to like just hang out, you know, pint on the little table, just having a chat. Not bad at all, you know. Just getting to your destination. Then you go for a whiz. What are the odds I'm gonna get rickrolled? It's 50-50. Either I get rickrolled or I get a virus. It's going to YouTube. Naturally. You got another one, Dad. No, you can't. I need them monthly. I need them on a monthly basis. I wish the animation was a bit smoother. I wish, you know, the door would open. You would then step out. Then the door would close. Rather than you teleport out. And then the door opens anyway. They have the walking on animation for trains already. So why it doesn't apply to this? I don't know. Does that not tuck back in? Oh, it's gone. Keep forgetting to put the spring brake on. Fortunately, the brakes are no longer bugged like they used to be once upon a time. Cheers, Dan. Thank you, Els. Glad to see you're in a jolly mood for once. Just be happy I didn't do what I was thinking and doing it again. You will just be automatically blocked by the bank will automatically block your payments. Don't wow me. There's nothing to wow. Unless we're talking World of Warcraft terms. I don't know how I feel about never having played World of Warcraft. It was a game I was always intrigued about. The idea of it being a PC game, number one, was just... that alone made it unattainable. I did not have a game capable of running World of Warcraft. A computer, sorry, capable of running World of Warcraft at home. Secondly, like, he has to pay for it. I don't even want to imagine what my parents' reaction would have been had I told them I wanted to play a game that you pay for. No, what you wowing, boss? It's like you're not bored basically. You get it? Like you're singing, you're having fun. It's a good thing, man. I'm happy for you. You found your joy. MMORPGs in general, they're just 2 years of gaming. You know what? Like it was the addicting factor that also kind of made me feel maybe this game's actually really flipping good. I remember when I'd been in Morocco, there was an internet cafe not far from where I lived, and so I'd go there with my cousin or friends to play some like San Andreas. But I'd also go past the cafe to go to our little corner shop, our local corner shop, and there would be this guy. I guess he was a kid, but I was very young, so to me he was like a grown man who would just spend all his days, all his hours, all his time by himself in that cafe playing World of Warcraft. Like just a scary amount of time. And so seeing that made me think, okay, this game's got to have something, you know, it's got to have something. Just on a workout, so working off adrenaline at the minute. Oh, what a guy. That's my guy, you know. You can be my bodyguard else. Cafes are a vibe. Cafes are nice, man. I went past one yesterday. Thinking to myself, I need to go to a cafe soon and just chill. Something about it, man. What's good, Nabil? World of Warcraft was a problem for my brother. Couldn't hold a job or girlfriend as he was on it. Wow. Yeah, it can be scary. It can be scary. But it does like kind of raise the question of, oh snap, like is this really that good? You're in a 1440. Oh snap. So you can spot all the 1440. The talent, right? Oh no, talent's a 442. Wait, which was the 1440? Oh, they sure are, Sammy. They sure are, aren't they? I still would like to go. God damn it, man. I should have gone before the twins. I should have gone before the twins. I would have had a blast with the missus. Would have been cool. Be there in a few weeks for work. For work or for work? I only got one night off for that season. Don't end up with them telling you off again like the other time at the travel lodge. They don't seem to have the ability to mind their own business. Oh, the 440. Okay. Yeah. So if there are any, notable things about it in the bill, sound-wise, interior-wise, feel-wise, let me know so that when I do my review, I can say, okay, this was solid, this is done really well, or this stinks. IBC trade show, right? Okay. How long are you there for? Is it just like a weekend thing? I think you mentioned, didn't you? Oh no, you didn't. You didn't. Said it was going to be in a few weeks. You can already say that it's great that they made the appropriate changes to the talent too to match the spec of the S1 Nuremberg. It is, but Nuremberg-Würzburg is going to be a core route. Usually, not all the time, sadly enough, but usually they go quite hard for the core route. So this could be a step in the right direction where from here they start, caring about those little details. They're not really little, to be honest. Or have they only done it because it's a core route? 6 days, might be 8, depending on what you for the stand, build and breakdown. Fairs. Is it still cool being away like that for work? Or does it or is it nothing like? I'm not expecting it to be a holiday, obviously, but is it still enjoyable that you're there even though it's for work? I think the S-Pod section on Nuremberg was just too short for them. It doesn't really matter, sorry. That doesn't really matter to me. It could have just featured as an AI for all I care. What for me, it's like I was gonna compare like the underground lines, but at least those are actual different trains, A lot of the time, if it was just a livery change without even changing anything inside, I'd be happy, man. But the fact that you can't even do something as simple as changing the liveries for this layer, it's disappointing to me. Eight hours on the stands, then team meeting and meal session in the evening. Okay, so it just feels like work then, basically, but in a different environment. The aura to show off the ID card when getting. The aura to show off the ID card when getting controlled. What do you? What do you mean? Hells, you're always humming about, innit? Always something to him about. What you saying, bro? Are you gonna grab the bus, Els, when the London DLC drops? What are we saying for that one? All right, Sammy. See you in a bit, mate. Not the normal card, not the normal ID card, the other one. Oh, bro, you gotta give me context, man. Do you mean like when you're on the train, getting controlled, then you can flex? Okay. I hear it. I'm not gonna lie, Elzia. I know like that's meant to be like a duh, but I've never known the answer to that. I guess yeah, they live in the woods, so they have to, innit? So I was trying to say yeah, okay, cool. I piece it together. I got it. Say no more. It's looking like it's a while out though, man. 2027. 2027 is looking good, low key, you know. We're getting at least the London DLC, at least the London DLC, the Road Kings game. I think I've seen some other things coming in 2027. That I was really looking forward to. I'm assuming the Witcher expansion is going to come in 2027. I don't know if I'm good. No, I don't have time to play The Witcher 3 again. Or maybe I should play it all over again. The Witcher 3 was really good. Because I'm going to get into this expansion and I'm not going to remember anything about the story, about the potions. I don't even know, honestly, if I still have my local save for The Witcher. If there's a cloud save, that's really nice. Because I don't know if I've got my local save. So maybe I will have to play it all over again anyway. Instant switch up in my... Oh, you've already been doing it. Smooth. Yeah, it's a different treatment, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Even here, walk in with like... as long as you got your uniform, bro, you can skip queues. It's like... It's mad. Like, the benefits are mad. Like, I'll never forget, there was a station that had like... They had the entrance closed because there was overcrowding on the platforms, and they were letting people on like 10 by 10, and there was a huge queue. It was a big station. There was a huge queue, and then they noticed me. They're like, "Oh, like you wanna come in?" And I was like, "Nah." I felt bad, like just cutting in front of everyone, but I could have. And then that same station, because it's near a stadium, when it's a day where there's a football match, they have only one side that's exit and then one side that's entry, not both on all of the exits. And the side that I usually go through, it was exit only, so no one could go through there. They were rejecting everyone that was trying to go inside. And my wife was even pregnant at this time. And I went up to them. I was like, "Oh, you know, like, can we get through? Like, my wife's pregnant, whatever." They were like, "No, like you have to go through the other sides." Oh, I flashed the cards. They were like, "Oh, like, why didn't you say that in the first place? Yeah, go through." It just feels good, you know. It just feels different. GTA 6 PC, man. Yeah, I guess hopefully 2027. I don't think so, you know. I have a feeling. I don't know where it's coming from, but I have a feeling it's gonna be 2028 for PC GTA 6. You don't have time for what, Dan? You should go live for GTA on Netflix tomorrow. You know what? I thought about it. I thought about it, but I don't want I don't want my Netflix to get banned or my channels to get banned or copyright. You get it? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be a good idea. Yeah, exactly, Nabil. Exactly. That's kind of mad. It is very wild. Very wild. But yeah, man. Hello, Will. How you doing, mate? How long is each route? It completely depends on what service you're doing. There's freight, there's intercity, there's local stoppers. So you can have a service that's like half an hour long, or you can have a service that's 5 hours long. So it just depends on what line. You might have a line that only goes into the in-game map because it's like a one-to-one, it's like a real map. So you might have a line that in reality only visits the map briefly. So those services will be really short. Then you might have a service that goes through the entire map. Not possible, but it goes through a large part of the map. That's 4 or 5 hours long. So it honestly completely depends. This specific service that I'm doing now, the high-speed service, is 3 hours long. I say high speed right now, we're not going super fast, but it does get faster later on. I'm waiting for the day the feds randomly stop and search me. Why else? So you can say, what, I ain't got nothing. That happened to me when I was in year 9. Oh, The Witcher. What, as in you don't have time to like play it through, Dan? Like the whole game, or just the expansion? You come across to me as a Witcher enjoyer. Reaction stream. I'm not gonna lie, bro. With like 10 hours or something. Well, no, sorry, not 10 hours. How many, like... I don't know what the compilation is of all the time of the leaks added together. But it's like... I think it's like in the hours. Hours of leaks have already come out. I don't know what there is that I can react to. And I don't want to do one of those reaction streams where it's just me. You don't even see what I'm reacting to. I feel like that's a big tease. If you want, I can do it. Cool, but I don't know if it will be nice. It's not really nice. It will only work if everyone has Netflix that's watching and we're all watching it together and reacting to it together. Then it will make sense, I think. Is the Waterloo and Cityline still a thing? Do you not live in London, bro? You asked some questions that made me think, raw, is this guy like based in country and he's like, he pretends to be from London? You are, in it. You're back in Welling Garden City. I mean, here we go, bro. Don't trigger a reaction, and then when you get the reaction you were looking for, then you now want to play the victim. There's no. What do you mean? Here we go again. What do you mean by again? How come you don't play the boss that new E-Bus DLC drops? Because I didn't know it dropped. I'll play it next week probably. I'll play it next week. I didn't know it dropped. You're gonna regret reminding me. I've seen like early access from their ambassadors or whatever, but I didn't know it had actually released. Done it once, took like 3 years. Okay, so what? It like it was a grind that you didn't really enjoy. Is that the point you're making, Dan? Because it took me. So I started playing it, and then I got stuck at a particular point in the game. And then I stopped playing it for like 1.5 years, 2 years maybe. And then I don't know what it was, but something came over me, and I was like, you know what? I want to do this game again. Started it from the beginning, breezed through the place where I got stuck. But that was because, okay, what used to put me off about those types of games? There's a whole fakeness. So the potions and whatever, like it's fantasy, right? That's the whole point. But I just hated that. So I don't really mess around with the potions and stuff. I still wanted to play the fantasy game in a realistic way, which doesn't make any sense. So when I came at it a second time, I fully embraced the fantasy side of the game. And so that was when I now started delving into like the potions and the powers and all of that kind of thing. And when I understood those, then the game was just not easy, because it's still a challenging game, but it was very much playable. Hello CP, I'm doing good, thank you, my man. How are you? Why are USB ports in the interior listed as a feature in the description? You have to say some bollocks for marketing, innit? I've been on it twice, Els. I've been on it twice. And it was those trains that we did our training on for detrainments. I just don't have the time, and games are less fun for me now. I have the DLC but never played. Oh, fair enough, man. Fair enough. I think maybe you just need to find the right game, bro. Because I was going through that for quite a long time, and then Red Dead 2 reignited that like child like excitement that I had lost for so long. I got depressed playing games, man, and I think part of it was that I was just bored playing them. But another part was like games were always such a big part of my life. They've always meant a lot to me. And it was a really weird place for me to not be excited by games anymore and not have fun playing games anymore. The Portuguese route is looking better and better, exciting times. Oh, where have you seen the images, CP? My ADHD kicks in and I try to do everything in the area before moving on. Well, you've seen me do that in real time. I enjoy that. It's fulfilling, to be honest. It is, Els. It is, bro. The only purpose it serves is if you just happen to you find yourself at Waterloo, and you specifically need to get to Bank, or you're at Bank and you specifically need to get to Waterloo. Other than that, it's genuinely completely pointless. It's weird, man. I won't lie, bro. It's weird. It's weird. It lasts like 5-6 minutes, so it's like super long. And yeah, like everyone's on and everyone's off, like one stop. It's weird. I won't lie, bro. It's like it's an experience. You know, you go on it, experience it, and then that's it. Just never use it again. What I didn't know, by the way, was the Waterloo and City line. But surely you're thinking to yourself, oh, like you'll be bored out of your nut driving those trains. Well, they are Central Line drivers. They use the same trains as the Central Line. I never took notice. And it's drivers from the Central Line that get put onto those rosters. I didn't know that. But it makes a lot more sense, because how would you not become insane after a month of only going back and forth between two stations for 8 hours a day? Oh, they're in the direct? Oh! I think I know the ones they're talking about. But yeah, feel free to put them in the Discord. Also, maybe I could have put some extra effort into the stream yesterday, after the Dovetail Direct. I do have like a ton of images of TSW7 that I could have like used. So I guess my apologies. I'm also, after spending 3 months playing a similar game, and also recently completed Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey. God damn. But you also completed KCD2, isn't it? And like really completed it. So it makes sense that you'd be like exhausted. I think you have, Els. What did I say? There's a few, you know, for like meaningful lines to me personally that I've got a connection to. District to be number 1, but I don't think I'd last long there because of how slow it is. But yeah, I definitely got to do the District, and then Piccadilly, which I'm more likely to enjoy. And in terms of like interesting lines that actually hold, I hate using this term for something in real life, but like replayability value, Metropolitan line. Your Metropolitan line is half of it is low key like National Rail. Thank you, CP. It could have been better though, I think. Maybe it should have been. At some point, I need to learn to embrace coffee. You know what? As disgusting as it tastes, yeah. This one has a lot of water. I don't usually put this much water, but when I make it like to my spec, the first and second sips, I like what I imagine like a cigarette does to a smoker who hasn't smoked in a long time. It's just this like, it's so beautiful going down. So beautiful. It's an experience. Whoops, sorry. I think I'm going to coast for a bit because it does seem like we're catching up to a train in front of us. That for some reason wasn't put in this bloody siding. Rubbish. Probably been on District and Hammersmith probably once in my life. No way. District was my childhood, man. Hammersmith and City, not so much. My plan is to finish GTA Vice City in 5 before 6. Also trying to play Life of Strange games and the Man of Medan game. Never heard of Man of Medan. I'm with you. I literally finished. I played GTA 5 again in preparation. No. I played GTA 4 and all of the versions of it this year in preparation for GTA 6. Like I couldn't play GTA 6 and not play GTA 4. I can't believe I like so casually missed out on that. It wasn't casual. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't casual because it was out of my hands. But like I didn't seem to care as much as I would have expected myself to after my experience with San Andreas. Pause what else? Bro, give it a week. Give it a week, bro. What did I say? What did I say? GTA 4 is better in my opinion. I wonder if nostalgia glasses determined that. Because I've seen that opinion quite often. And having played GTA 4 and all the versions of it this year, it was good fun. It was a good story, but it didn't really hit like that, in my opinion, being my age in 2026. So when I see people like bigging up GTA 4 so much and saying it's better than GTA 5, I just wonder whether, you know, nostalgia has something to do with that. I like going down. I do. There's nothing to pause about that. Oh, you're on the train ahead, CP. What service are you driving? Like intercity, freight? We're so far ahead of its time. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It was the jump in realism that we all had dreamed of from San Andreas. So I agree. I agree, man. Seeing that the fingers were no longer like this, you know, they were actual fingers and stuff like that. And all sorts of different things, man. Ragdoll physics. I'm with you, bro. Yeah, 100%. That's fair. That's fair. For me, I'm looking at more the story. The storyline. The storyline of 4 was good. And Ballad of Gay Tony and Lost and Damned. But the story of GTA 5 was honestly like watching Netflix. Like a Netflix series. Okay, maybe not that good, but like it was enjoyable. Really enjoyable. Especially now that I understood it compared to my 16-year-old self. Family friendly out the window. I've never aimed for family friendly. I aim for reality. So sometimes it will just happen to be a family friendly stream. Other times, because what family friendly also means is I have to censor. You swear I have to delete your chat. You talk about a topic that, maybe political or, you know, adult themed. I gotta delete. What the adult, bro? I'm not here for that. Everyone's free to talk about whatever the hell they want to talk about. Me included. Red Dead 2 is a huge jump. 6 will be another. Yeah, yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, if we're talking in that sense, yeah, no, 5 wasn't the biggest jump in terms of coming from 4. Yeah, no, that's valid, man. But remember, it was on the same console as GTA 4. I think that matters. I think that matters. Considering that they were on the same console, same hardware, I think that makes a difference. You're in a Pendo CP. My guy, 200 kilometers, man. Let's go. I don't want to see red signal on my ETCS. Fly. As a bonus note, on release of Train Sim Mod 7, we have added a new duplicate timetable that brings the ICE4 with new services and replacing the Nuremberg S1 Talent 2 trains from the Nuremberg-Wolfsburg core routes. Are you sure, CP? Okay, boss. Gonna put my foot down. How do you feel about that, Nabil? The fact that it's a duplicate timetable. That's really pissed me off. I'll keep it real. That's pissed me right off. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I really hate it. I hate it. I loathe that. Why not just replace what's already there? Why do we need to do another timetable that's a copy and paste? Why? And then it won't be part of the journey mode, so somebody who hasn't got that route will now buy that route, have that stock available, but guess what? If they want to do the journey mode, sucks for you. You got the worst timetable. Oh, that's so annoying, man. So annoying. If its own journey mode comes, fine, but the cool one still will have only the old stuff. That's annoying, man. That's like so annoying. The story of 5 was more coherent and followed things. I think 4 was okay. Okay, no, 4 was less coherent. I did struggle a little bit at times with 4, I will say. If I cared about points, timetable completion and stuff like that, it would bother me, but honestly I don't really care about it. That's what I would practice nonetheless. As someone who does journey modes, I do. And yeah, you're right, it depends on what you go into the game to do. But in general though, it should be something that's annoying, because now we've got 2 timetables for one route. You've got 2 timetables. At some point, you've got more now. More space is taken up by the game on your system, one way or another. Worst thing in the game is not knowing what the story is. Yeah, I felt there were several moments. I say several. There were a lot of moments in 4 where I just lost track of like who was who and what was going on, which kind of sucked because of the way The Lost and Damned and Battles of Gay Tony fit in to that storyline and interacted with that storyline. You needed to know, for you to have that full enjoyment and the full experience, you kind of needed to know, you know, what was going on. I remember being especially confused at that government guy that you were doing work for. What also annoyed me was the shooting. I didn't like the shooting on controller. I got to a point where anytime I got into a firefight, I would just put the controller down and mouse and keyboard it, and then pick up the controller again to continue playing. I really dislike the shooting on controller. Sorry, Red Dead 2 does. Sorry, Red Dead 2. You're in the run for the Pinkerton. safe. Yeah, and it's easy to keep up with, easy to follow, and very immersive. Very immersive. I felt like I was with them, and I felt like I was on the run as well. You know. That's a bit of fresh air with some energy. Don't fill it back up. Coffee versus Tenzing, the final battle. I won't lie, man. I might have only had 3 or 4 Tenzings in my life. I've never felt a boost of energy from a Tenzing, man. I don't know what it is, Sammy. You know, what in your body that reacts well to it. I can't relate, man. Sorry to let you down. I think age matters with the GTA 5 one because I missed a lot when I played it at 16. I missed a lot. And when I replayed it this year, that's when I was able to appreciate how good of a story it is. CP! Colombo de Portugal. Put your foot down. Yallah. As a matter of fact, go 300 kilometers an hour. You could probably combine things better so you wouldn't need that much storage. Like frequent assets can be part of the core instead of being included in every route. I'm pretty sure many other games do that. There's a lot of things that many other games do to save space that for some reason or another TSW doesn't do. A lot of things, yeah, don't work that way. I want to make my noodles. I'm hungry. I'm going to make some noodles. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Five. See, Sammy is the voice of reason and wisdom, you know? You can't rush him. That's almost criminal to try and rush an Uber. I'm not done yet, by the way. There we go. Still got to mix it all in, but you know, you got the sauce there, got like the seaweed, the sesame seeds. And we're gonna give it a little whisk. Oh, it smells gorgeous. Oh, it smells absolutely divine. Sammy, mate, listen. It's like, it's a hobby at this point. Food is a hobby. What do you do for fun? Eat. It's not about the time, Dan, it's about how it was spent. Like I've won. Hello, Lasagna. Welcome, my man. Good to see ya. See, like your name just sets us up for a beautiful pun. I can appreciate that. I highly recommend. I've never seen that. I don't even know where this is sold. I get it online, but I highly recommend. That's the brand. Baby go. Thank you, Lasagna. Not just extra hot. Look at that. Level 5. Level 5 extra hot. I've passed the tutorial. You know, food takes me to a place. It just takes me to a place. There's an experience in my mouth. My taste buds jump for joy. It goes from one flavor to another. And you have like the heat that just encompasses everything. It's beautiful. Oh, why did they go into Cologne, Bill? Is it in preparation for next week? I'm assuming you've already told me this. Can't go wrong with the Chinese. It's not possible. It's not possible. Oh, okay, Nabil, fair enough. Yeah, enjoy your freedom, man. Enjoy your freedom while you still have it. So if you lot in your respective countries called a Chinese takeaway or an Indian takeaway a Chinese or an Indian, would people just look at you weird? Like if you did it in Germany or where are you from, Lasagna? Austria? But at least it's for something that you're passionate for, you know, Nabil? I think that matters a lot. We just say Chinese or Indian. Oh, fair enough. So it's only in Germany then that it's a weird thing. My knowledge on slurs is usually pretty good, Sammy. But I'm not sure which one that one is. Dan knows it. Naughty boy, Dan. Do you mean like the game's performance CP or like the server itself is lagging? It's been pretty smooth for me today so far. As you know, sacrificing that free time, Nabil, to do something that you love. Something that you genuinely like. As opposed to get a job, for example, that you don't really care about, but it's just for survival, you know? Oh! That's wild, Sammy. That's absolutely wild. Although, is that a slur? Yes, you are done. I know what we're talking about. What makes a word a slur? Is it just the history attached to it? Nabil, I'll strip you off that sword very quickly. And then both of you can sit there with nothing. I don't think I've seen a hedgehog in real life before. Or maybe I have, I don't know. There's no hate. No, there's no hate, but there's no hate from this side anyway. But what there is instigation from the ops, from the opposite side. So I you know, I just try to keep myself to myself and keep the peace, you know. No, neither have I, Sammy. Neither have I. Now, I've been around it being used, but it would never have been for food. It doesn't even make sense. At that point, it's just for the love of the game. My jaw sometimes clicks when I eat. Is that a bad thing? It hurts a little bit. Am I a tweeter? Am I a tweeter else? Is that what you're... Is that what's going on here, bro? I've never even heard of that term outside of Twitter. .2010 Twitter at that. Is that how far we're going? Is that how far we're going, Els? Slander. I might have to get my lawyers involved. The less I say, the better. We'll take it to the High Court. See what they have to say. Waxed. You know what? You've got my full permission to post it. You've got my full permission. Post it on Discord. Now you're depressed? For what? What did you look at, Dan? Am I now an admin in his thing? What thing? Oh, talking about you. So what? So what? Are you trying to like pressure me by making me feel bad? Is that the mind games you're playing? That's what we're doing. Rung up about a house. House within budget, thank you. Very little to do to it, and the price up 27k over the asking price. Are they allowed to do that? How like? Surely it's they've got to go according to the price that it was at when you called them, no? Well, you've got to help him also rob a bank now, Sammy. Had offers on it. So what? So I don't quite understand. So was the asking price the beginning of an auction or what? Because if the asking price is the asking price and somebody came and said, hi, I'm willing to buy it for this price, shouldn't they just sell it to that person? How have we gotten to the point where it's £27,000 above, sorry, or euros, 27,000 euros above asking price? Right, but the first person that goes, okay, here's this, is the this not the asking price? But see, in Sammy's example, that kind of makes sense because not what happened. That doesn't make sense. But the person paying over asking price makes sense because he had to make a move above Sammy. But I'm sure Sammy paid asking price initially. Let's say a house is 500 grand. Okay, CP, thank you for the heads up. Let's say a house is 500 grand. Somebody comes to buy it. Do they not buy it at 500 grand? How have we gone to 27k above? He somehow accepted my student status on Google. So what does that mean? Why wouldn't they have accepted it? Trying to get something before I get a promotion, I'll be there. Are you going cash or the mortgage route, Dan? Can you premium cheaper? Oh, okay. Gemini's free, isn't it? I think Gemini's free if you are a student. I think at least in the UK. Like Gemini Pro or whatever. Mortgage. So wouldn't it be better to wait until the promotion then? Because you'd be earning more. And that would look better, no? Life is good, Nabil. Cheap YouTube Premium, free Gemini. New career. Gigabit internet. Life is good, man. Shagged is a very fun time. I think I would invite one or two weirdos, Dan. I wouldn't recommend. An 8-cam would be really cool. I still don't understand the above asking price thing. Is it that the first person comes in and then offers lower than asking price? And then it starts from there? In 5 years, that's crazy. That also shows you like how lucrative it is being in housing and in property. Pardon me. Now, Bill, about what you said about Ultimate isn't quite as good of a deal. I believe it's 54% that you save. I have a graphic that says the percentage and the amount that someone would have paid. No plans on moving though. Unless Reform get in. Hey, apparently Canada's not entirely fabulous, you know. Compared to the UK, it's a haven, but it's not without its own problems. Thank you, CP, for the photos. Els, you're always flying off to somewhere, innit? That's what family they eat. Oh, nice. Yeah, if there's already like a foundation built, why not, man? I had an idea when I played Transport Fever 3. I would like to recreate London. Is that like realistic? Only reason I did the masters because it's easy to get a visa. Really? How so? What's the logic behind that? Would go to Japan, but they just put an anti-immigration government, so the two ones didn't work in visa. What about somewhere like Thailand? Housing is like super cheap there. $400 in Google One. Yeah, fair enough, boss. What's HE teaching? Because you have a professional degree at the highest level. So it's just like aura points, basically. Oh, higher education. Can't become an engineer in most countries without a degree. A degree in cinematography and genre theory. Currently working in broadcast. That's sick. That's very cool. Yeah, the world's your oyster, man. You know, when you've got certain achievements or certain experiences or knowledge or qualifications, the world really is your oyster. What happened to your little I say little, not in like a disrespectful way, but what happened to your business idea that you had going on, Sammy, a little while back? I've already been told by the Canadian Immigration Office I would be a great candidate, and for 3 years they kept bringing me to complete the process. Oh damn! How long ago was that? I'm sure that was before recent years. The non-starter is more for the missus. She's been out of corporate staff. Just went got another job at a smaller firm. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean it's a big field to go into, man. Like setting up your own business, especially if all you've done is corporate. It's like I think it's a mindset thing. Mindset's a big part of it. It's very difficult to change your mindset to adapt. Also thinking of going to social care. My therapist think I'm a natural fit for it. Rewarding helping people. Yeah, man. I think follow your like. Do what's fulfilling to you. It's one thing to. It's cool for a period of time to do what sustains you. For you to sort of build a foundation that you could then use to keep yourself self-sufficient. But I think the majority of your life has to be doing something that's truly fulfilling to you, which is hard. It's hard to find that. Can be hard to find. 21. So how many years ago was that, Dan? Five. Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, roughly. Yeah. I don't think. No. I wonder if they'll be that eager now for you to complete the process. Hello, Machiavelli. The choo-choo is going very well, thank you. Very, very well. Give me 2 quick seconds. I'm still here. When you say you have prospects in work, what does that mean? The only prospecting I know is in mining in like the 1800s. Could go to America whenever someone is out of a job. Could go to Italy, could go to Australia. As in, like, go there to work for the company you're working for now? Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. CP, am I going to Krakow? No, I'm ending at Katowice. Realistically, the cinema and broadcast industries are going to die within the next 10 years. Generative AI will be the majority of the industry. But what you can do is like adapt to that. If it's somewhere that if it's an area you still would like to be in, change with the times, adapt. I think a lot of mistakes people make, they can be great in one particular thing. I think YouTubers are a good example of this. I can't really give you one specific one, but throughout history, a lot of the YouTubers that were huge back in 2012, for example, you know, like the algorithm changed. What was popular changed. And sometimes adapting doesn't necessarily mean completely dropping what you do and who you are and what's made you, by simply doing it in such a way where you're keeping up with current affairs. I think my personality is best suited to my role and to the people the best. Yeah, I think. Yeah. For someone who's good with people and you're understanding, you're compassionate, you're empathetic. Definitely a customer-facing position, although even over the phone is a good fit. I think I'd rather leave an issue on the airspace. It's crazy to be banned on, honestly, it must be. Is it the AI itself that disgusts you, Sammy, or is it the people behind it and how they do business? Wait, so how do you do it then? I thought you do it over the phone. Okay, so on the computer. Either way, like customer facing but not facing, you know? It's the concept of AI stealing other people's work to copy and produce strings of AI when it's one time to be original work with cooked. Yeah. I think it was the people behind Claude's last month or a couple months ago who were complaining that another AI, I think a Chinese one, was stealing their data and using their data. And it's like, well, hold on 1 second. What did you do when you were putting together your AI and compiling the information? No, that's fair. I still think though you can use it to your advantage, you know, like the current economy is what it is. You can not use AI and its tools and still do what you're doing. But the likelihood is that you're going to be at a disadvantage as opposed to your competitors. You're trying to use AI in our jobs and we're like, nope, we're not using it. To be fair, at the same time, there are companies that are trying to force it on their people in a way like where it doesn't work. Like they have a certain expectation of like how many hours their employees spend using AI. That's just weird. I'm a mistake probably through and through, but yeah, there's something I cannot get behind. Hello, Sherilyn, how you doing? I use it to rewrite my messages on dyslexic as quicker than me trying to fix it. Oh, I stole myself. That's already yeah. See, like that's a good example. Yeah, you can not use it, but you're going to be slower because you're going to be doing that checking yourself, as opposed to letting AI handle it. Other tools make our lives better, sure, but that would cost the work that some of these companies release to reduce the labor force. Yeah, you know what? What I'm getting at and what they're getting at, yeah, two completely different things. It is a bit sad that we live in a time when that greed corporately is so not corporately, but in the corporate industry is what it is. My friend works as a programmer. He told me yesterday that his work is safe. The more AI his boss uses, the more work he has. Right. Yeah, there are people who don't really understand it, but because it's the buzzword, because it's the thing of right now, they have to include it. And so if that means do so in a way that makes their work worse, or makes things slower, or more convoluted, or more complex, because they don't know how to use it, then they'll do that. Basically, I'm just using it as a glorified spell checker. I wish, yeah. I'll just say I wish it was used more like that. Had a client ditch me 2 months ago because AI could do it too, and I understand it's back end now. 3 days later. Yeah. At that point, you should have charged him double. Or her. I had my annual performance review a few weeks ago. The whole thing was written by AI and made little sense. I hadn't had a human hand. There's no way out. Yeah, exactly. No. There has to be some decorum with which you use AI. Oh, this smells good. Is cooled down? Is that why? It smells almost like hot chocolate. Why are we talking about the AI? About AI when you ugly? I don't even know how we got to it, but no, I don't know anything about this map. Though you've piqued my interest now. Wait, what's wrong with that map, Sherilyn? It looks okay. No? Let me find my service. 41411. It looks okay. Bit more, especially for monthly services. Understandable. It looks bland and some things are just worse to me. To be fair, I haven't used it in a very long time, so I can't really tell like what's changed in it. But on the surface, I think it looks okay. Also runs slower. Before the stream's over, so no runner tomorrow. I'll do my best to make it for 6 while I'm going to Derby in the morning tomorrow. I'm trying to get 6 on the way back. Okay, no stress, bro. It's my first time using a controller, by the way. Oh, I like that it's got like a snap. It snaps the bot. Why doesn't TSW have this? It snaps to the buttons. Bro. That's big brain. Okay, wait, but how do I like open the window? Radio? Oh, radio. How is SimRail to play with a controller? How do I reset my view? I can't. It won't let me. Oh wait, I'm not using my keyboard. On the right PC. There we go. Not gonna risk it, I think, for now. Oh, bro. I don't know why I didn't even think of that. And I don't know how the devs for TSW haven't thought of that. Especially how difficult it can be. And players have complained about how difficult some buttons are to press with a controller. There's a reason why I'm happy to accelerate and brake and do PZB and CIFA and stuff with a controller and TSW, but I don't use it for anything else. The whole startup process, I just use my mouse and keyboard. Why did I do that? Oh, Jesus. Pardon me. Swallowed it like a moron. Went down the wrong pipe. Getting my tints done professionally tomorrow. I ripped them off this morning. And you know what? I done a really good job. I done a splendid job of putting them on. I just don't know why they didn't stick. Most of them did, but for the passenger windows in the middle row, I didn't tuck them in properly. So when I rolled down the window, bear in mind this was months after I had installed it. When I rolled down the windows, it was just sort of crumpled up at the bottom. But the rest of it was completely fine. The next set of windows, side windows, were completely fine, but then they started peeling after a while. Before it even got heat, before even the heat wave done. And then the back was the most baffling one to me. The back window. I got into the car one evening and there just was no tint. That the whole thing had just fallen off. That just blew my mind. What did you hear, Sheridan? I need to get my headlights done. There's a guy on TikTok. I keep forgetting to send it to get a quote from him. Headlight guru. Let me get a quote right now. Because right now, this is what my headlights look like. Here's my twins, by the way. I did take a picture of them. Yeah, they're a bit like foggy. I don't know how well you can tell. So I need to get them like clear. Oh my god, bro. You got me. So I'm just trying to book like I'm trying to get a quote. If I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. I've got a busy day today. Toothpaste, lemon and bicarbonate soda. I've heard of that before, but I don't remember there was something. And I'd rather just get it done properly than do it myself in like a shithousery way. I tried to do that with the tints, it didn't work out well. I have a question regarding TSW7. I already had DX12 on the Steam launch option, so what should change now with native DX12 support? Nothing. So now instead of having the options in the settings in TSW7, you choose whether it's DirectX 12 or something else. I actually didn't see what the other options were, but when I was playing, I did see it in the settings. I'm assuming you can choose between 11 or 12, but you do it in the game. You don't need to change, or you don't need to add any launch options. See fog on the inside. I don't know if it's on the outside or inside, to be completely honest with you. Release for what, Nabil? Els is clapped, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Look at that nose. Sorry, Nabil. Oh, sorry, bro. ETS coaches can be played on Gamescom. So yeah, I mean, if they've got a working build, then yeah, it must be close. But I mean, with all the information they've been releasing recently about the cars and the coaches, it did seem like that anyway. All the customization stuff they've been showing and whatnot, like it does seem pretty much like it's finished and in the testing phase. Looks like a swan. Do you think FSR will do much of a difference of performance? I was watching JetWash's video and it looks like the enhanced lighting is really demanding. Honestly, I can't say. I don't even use FSR in general. I use DLSS, so I can't really compare it to even like my own experiences with it, because there are no experiences. And in Chatham, I didn't even know what the PCs had inside them. All I know was they went that great. But DLSS made a difference. I can say that DLSS did make a difference, like a noticeable difference. And on those computers that went very great, they made a difference, a big difference. Because I was able to play at epic settings. Is this one of those red signals I can go through at 40 kilometers an hour? Should I not wait for it to go yellow? Made me spill my coffee. I made myself spill my coffee. Can't blame that on anything. Oh snap, it's gone past 4 o'clock. Whoa. I'm gonna have to wrap it up there, boys. Sorry. Like immediately. That was a strict 4 o'clock. I'll be back tomorrow with SnowRunner co-op, 6 p.m. You're all welcome to join if you would like to. It's open for all. Thank you very much for joining me today. Sorry for like the rush ending. I was like, I'm like strictly meant to be finishing up 4. But yeah, take care of each other. Hope you have a lovely afternoon. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Health is wealth. Until the next one. Peace out.